Dominica 2018 from October 19th to November 30th. Experience diversity in Dominica's cuisine, from street food to inspired chef creations to herbal teas and of course, Dominica's famous bush rums. Taste of Dominica is a culinary delight for all foodies. Collect your passports today and get a chance to win amazing prizes. Visit discoverdominica.com for details.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by Camana Bay.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
6-wicket haul condemns Windies to historic defeat in the 31st test against Bangladesh. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport around the clock, log on. Subscribe to CarnaNews.com. Have yourselves a good evening.
We are on the heels of a great weekend, and I'll tell you about showers we expect midweek.
Cayman 27 News is coming up next.
Stay connected and share your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Pick up the Alcatel A1 from $70 or the Samsung J2 Pro, packed with sweet features from $130. Every week you can win cash and prizes in our Cash Cube when you top up. Also check out our weekly top-up specials. Visit Flow's Facebook and Instagram pages to follow the deals. Plus, top up $25 or more for plenty chances to win great Flow holiday prizes. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Get the quality, the service, the wide range of products in the BRAC. Everything you love about Paramount Carpets is now available on Cayman BRAC. Carpets, flooring, drywall, paints, windows and doors, lumber, from plumbing to electrical supplies. You'll find it all and a whole lot more at Paramount Carpets, Cayman BRAC.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
You're watching Cayman 27 News, Cayman Informed. Brought to you by Foster's Food Fair. At Foster's Food Fair, we care. Flow.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Burrows.
And I'm Kevin Morales. Thank you for tuning in. A man who allegedly buried a 3-year-old child alive appears in court. Today, 26-year-old Travis Webb appeared in summary court on charges of attempted murder and cruelty to a child. He was arrested last Wednesday following reports that a child had possibly been buried alive at a residence on Twig Drive in Bodentown.
Mr. Webb was remanded into custody.
Mr. Webb's case was transferred to Grand Court. He is expected to return to court on December 14th.
One man remains in stable condition at hospital after an early morning shooting in West Bay. Police say the incident happened shortly after 12 a.m. in the vicinity of Birch Tree Hill Road. According to the RCIPS, the man sustained a gunshot wound to his side and he was treated at the scene before being transported to hospital. The RCIPS is urging those who may have witnessed the incident to come forward.
And then I stumbled upon
We would be grateful for any information that the public has in relation to this incident. However little you think you may know, please do pass it on to the police, because little things tend to add up in investigations.
If you have any information, you can call West Bay CID at 949-3999. And 2 food truck employees were treated for minor injuries over the weekend after an armed robbery.
Police say the incident happened in Red Bay. According to police, 1 food truck employee was pistol whipped. Police say just before midnight on Friday, 2 masked men approached the employees at a food truck parked at the top of Selkirk Drive.
They assaulted the workers before escaping with a quantity of cash, and police believe the culprits left the scene in a vehicle. They say at least 2 other people, believed to be customers, were possibly on scene at the time of the robbery, and they are asking those individuals to come forward.
The leasing cost for Cayman Airways' new 737 MAX 8 planes continues to be a tightly guarded secret, even from the scrutiny of the Legislative Assembly's Finance Committee. Now, this issue was raised last Thursday as legislators wrapped up a marathon session where 17 bills were passed. Now, Cayman Airways is set to receive the first of its 4 new planes in the coming days. As for the price tag, still no word.
Everything that you're doing, your cost structure, your lease payment, and telling your competition exactly what it costs you to compete against them. If you want some, if we can.
That's called management and efficiency. Not refusing to tell us where the public funds are going.
Mr. Miller projected the new planes could drive the airline's annual costs up by $10 million per year. All right, Joe Avery going to join us now with a check on our weather forecast. Joe, what can we expect?
Well, it's going to, you know, I just want to kind of bask in this weekend, guys. I mean, wasn't it good out there? I mean, it's Monday. We're allowed to bask for a day after a weekend like that, right? I think you're probably right. Okay, you know, but we are going to see some changes in the week. Number 1 on that list is going to be winds and chance of rain. I mean, barely a cloud in the sky for this weekend. Just gorgeous out there. Couldn't stick around forever. We're going to see a little bit more cloud cover and a little bit chance of rain slip into the picture by about midweek. So another day or so to get your tan on. So, you know, if you don't have to be at work, don't be there, you know?
All right, sounds good to me. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Northward prisoners are expected to make rounds with the household rubbish collections this week, and the move has been welcomed, especially by their future colleagues. DEH Foreman Debert Dawes says having an extra pair of hands will always be helpful.
It's a welcoming, help for us, because at all times, any work situation, sometimes challenges come up. So extra help, it's always good. So I'm looking forward for that to come in. That could help us, even right now, in the bulk waste cleanup and so forth, and in other residential garbage collection and so forth. It will really do a good help for us.
The proposal was rolled out after the health minister presented it in last week's LA session. And the aim of the additional support is to alleviate the pressure on the Department of Environmental Health. And police and the local biking community joined together over the weekend to host Ride Out Cayman 2018. It's an event that saw bikers take to the streets of Cayman to showcase their skills. Last year, it ended with arrests. This year, while there was 1 arrest, by all accounts, the event was a success. Cayman 27's Seabird.
For the first time, the RCIPS teamed up with local bikers to host Ride Out Cayman. And biker Brevon Scott says working together with the ones who would usually stop them was a welcome change.
It's good to have all of the guys out here with the police where everybody can be in like a relaxed atmosphere where you're not worried about the police, being off you or trying to get you or something like that. We're all here to just come out together, ride together and just make it safe,
The partnership was refreshing for most, especially after their last event during which police and some bikers clash. Mr. Scott says there's a growing biking community and such events help.
More and more people get into bikes and more people get sick of the traffic, you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely a growing community. So
there was one incident at the event. A man was arrested for riding his street bike on the public road. He was taken into custody for riding while disqualified and having no license or insurance. Biker Leslie Anderson says sometimes one bad apple ruins it for everyone.
I've been seeing a lot of the illegal bikes around, and I feel like they give the rest of us a bad name, so having the police this time is probably a good thing.
However, Ms. Anderson says the ride out is an opportunity for all genders to showcase their skills.
I think just a lot of females aren't that into it as guys are, because it's obviously a more male-dominated sport. But I think if you have the experience, you could be better than anyone, not necessarily if you're a male or a female.
Acting Police Inspector Roger Williams, who coordinated the police facilitations of the event, said they followed the rules and proved that we can all work together to create a safe environment for groups to be able to express and enjoy themselves without violating the law. Seaford Russell, KMAN 27.
There has been no official word from police whether they will be hosting another Ride Out KMAN event.
Coming up after this break, Colors continue to cash in on their quotas as Green Iguana Cull enters week 5.
KMAN's musical talents take center stage for an epic journey.
And students at a local school team up to help save an apex predator. Those stories and more right after this.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Premier Health's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
55% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
BritK, where people come first.
The countdown is on for KMAN 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss KMAN's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Fireworks brought to you by BritK.
Licensed Green Iguana Cullers are still delivering thousands of iguanas to the landfill every day as the cull enters week 5. Buoyed by a big first week of culling, the average daily tally over 23 counting days stands at just under 7,000 per week. Now, last week, Cullers' performance slipped a bit to about 5,300 per day, and 5 weeks in, Cullers are roughly 11% of the way toward the Department of Environment's 14-month cull goal of 1.4 million. The KMAN National Choir and Orchestra struck all the right notes last night, especially with younger members of the audience. This as they performed a medley of hits at their, quote, Epic Journeys concert at the Westin Ballroom. KMAN 27's Caroline James was there. She has this report.
A packed-out crowd transported from the Caribbean to Middle-earth via ancient Greece and space before going back to the future. A medley of inspiring music that the orchestra's first violinist hopes will also score with the next generation of local performers.
Lots of small little faces there, you know, enjoying it and bopping along, and lots of claps and everything. It was fantastic, yeah.
Miss Cheryl has played with the orchestra since 2009. She says the young music scene on Ireland is thriving.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And obviously there's now the Cayman Youth Orchestra as well. So obviously they'll be coming up into the National Orchestra as well, and a Cayman Youth Choir, which is featured this evening as well.
The event was also aimed at replenishing the coffers, vital to keep the group going, especially when it comes to purchasing some of the scores. That's around $400 a piece.
Yeah, because it's a non-profit organisation, so the money goes back into hiring music, you know, any new instruments that we need, renting a space for us to rehearse, all those sort of things. So.
The concert a testament to the power of music to transport, inspire and unite.
All these people have come together and, you know, expats, Caymanians, lots of different people.
Caroline James, Cayman 27.
And if you missed out on the concert, you'll have another chance to hear the choir and orchestra free of charge when they host their evening of festive music and carols on the 11th and 13th of December at Elmsley Church. All those details will be on our website. And second graders at Cayman International School are raising money to adopt a shark.
Shark Conservation Cayman's Adopt a Shark program aims to advance our understanding of these apex predators by tagging sharks and tracking their movements. Cayman 27's Joe Avery has this report.
They're really cool because they got big teeth and they swim really fast and they're quite cool.
Roscoe Newman and other second graders at Cayman International School are fascinated by sharks, and soon they will have one to call their own through Shark Conservation Cayman's Adopt a Shark program.
We want to buy a tag because we want to make sharks. We want to protect our sea by having a shark, and we're going to see where it lives the babies so we can protect the babies.
The Adopt a Shark program aims to use the funds for acoustic tags and GPS tags for shark tracking, and possibly an ultrasound machine to broaden its research.
The sharks make our oceans look beautiful, and people are doing shark fin soup, and we just want to stop that. And we're raising money so we buy tags to locate where they're doing and where they lay their eggs.
As Jenna Parker points out, some shark populations are under threat. Her classmate Nicole Kazakova says they can also be misunderstood.
I actually should believe they're very kind because more humans kill sharks than sharks kill humans. They don't really hurt people. People actually hurt them.
Abby Brosnahan says it's for this reason why we must advance our understanding of these majestic creatures.
We want to tag it and see where it has babies and make sure they stay protected.
Joe Avery, Cayman 27.
If you want to get involved, these students are actually hosting a fun run that's happening next Wednesday, December 5th at the CIS soccer field. Of course, that comes with a $5 donation.
In other shark news, don't forget to join Shark Conservation Cayman and Hurley's Media this Wednesday on Public Beach for a screening of shark water extinction. It's an absolutely free event.
All right, the price is right. The FCO's director for UK Overseas Territories touched down briefly in Cayman. This happened on Friday. Top of the agenda for Ben Merrick, a breakfast meeting with Premier Alden McLaughlin where they discussed Cayman's constitutional change requests. According to Government Information Services, this was one of several high-level meetings he held on his whirlwind visit. Mr. Merrick rounded off the day with a tour of the Air Operations Unit, and while he was there, Mr. Merrick was briefed on the regional helicopter project, which will see a new helicopter heading to Grand Cayman, and that's supposed to happen soon. Jordan Armanese has the night off, so I'll be stepping in, at least in this first sports check, to let you know what's happening in our local sports, and we may hear from Mr. Seaford Russell Jr. a little bit later in the show, the sports check as well. Anyway, you don't want to go anywhere. Lots of action from the pitch coming up, and some news from Health City partnering with alumni of one of the world's biggest sports leagues. I've got the details after this.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 croissants for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissants, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 croissants for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
Stay connected and share your favorite holiday moments with Flow. Pick up the Alcatel A1 from $70 or the Samsung J2 Pro, packed with sweet features from $130. Every week you can win cash and prizes in our Cash Cube when you top up. Also check out our weekly top-up specials. Visit Flow's Facebook and Instagram pages to follow the deals. Plus, top up $25 or more for plenty chances to win great Flow holiday prizes. So make it Flow for everything mobile this Christmas. Visit discoverflow.ky for more. Terms and conditions apply.
Cayman 27 Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Prompter's out.
Sometimes having a middleman is not a bad thing, especially when it comes to insurance. Do you know that when it comes to cost, ease, speed, and peace of mind, insurance brokers ranked higher than when customers buy direct? So, for all your insurance needs, call Fidelity Insurance. We're the middleman you want. Call us today at 949-7822. Fidelity. We're good for you.
Flavor with a beat, black thing now move up him dancing feet. We dance them flavor with a beat. Whole heap of sauce, yeah, we acting on the street. Young, middle age, or old, move your feet. When Grace if we dance, everybody have to do it.
Grace, feel the vibe, can't you feel it? Grace, delicious, so nutritious. Yes, quality when you taste it. Want affordable, look for the reason.
Flavor we are flavor because the spice is flaring. Flavor with a beat, no other brand than near we.
One taste and you know Grace is real.
Let Seaboard bring the world to you. We offer the best shipping rates and service to and from Grand Cayman with over 35 shipping routes, full container shipping from Miami, Brooklyn, Houston, and Jamaica, plus small package shipments from Miami and Jamaica. You name it, and Seaboard will ship it. Our excellent warehouse facilities in Miami mean you can consolidate your goods to save yourself time and money. For shipping made easy, call or visit our website today. Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard. 27 Sports is brought to you by Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Welcome back. Jordan Armanese has a night off, so I'm stepping in off of the bench. We're going to be talking plenty of football today, both American and also world football, but that's what this is about a little bit later. We're going to get to the local football, but we're going to start with this. First of all, according to a Health City Cayman Islands press release, one of the world's biggest leagues and their alumni will soon be heading to Health City, Cayman Islands. They have reached an agreement for players to receive care there after they've retired from the NFL. Now, the press release did not contain specific details how this partnership would work, but it did read that Health City's doctors have experience in fields that would benefit the former players and their families.
In the new year, we'll have the president of the Alumni Association here at Health City as well, and we'll definitely bring him by so that he can also let you know why they made the decision to go with Health City. But once again, you know, persons from overseas and former athletes, or they probably still are some athletes that were professionals, are choosing Health City.
Healthcare for NFL players came to the fore several years ago. Issues did after concerns about the lasting impacts of concussions that they suffered during games, and after retired players sued the NFL over its reliance on painkillers. Now we're going to stay on the pitch. Of course, we're going to be talking about our local football teams here. And we're getting to the end of the season in the Primary Football League. In fact, Cayman's youngest footballers kicked off on Saturday in the first round of the playoffs for the CUC Primary Football League in the Under-11 Champions Cup. Defending champs Cayman Prep beating Sir John A. Cumber by a score of 4-0. They look well on their way to the repeat. St. Ignatius topping Prospect 2-1. Red Bay Primary outlasting Savannah 2-1. And Cayman International School White beats their counterparts in blue 4-0. Now let's check out the Under-9 Champions Cup action. It went to a penalty shootout, but Red Bay Primary outlasted St. Ignatius 5-4. CIS Blue beat Cayman Prep B, and Cayman Prep A squeezed past Savannah Primary 1-0, while South Sound blanked Truth for Youth 4-0. All right, in the Consolation Cup here, we're going to combine the Under-11s and the Under-9s. In the Under-11 division, it was Bodden Town 3, Cayman Brac 2. However, and that happened in a penalty shootout. In the Under-9s, Northeast Schools and Bodden Town Primary made it through to the next round. Now, we have lots of playoff action happening on the boys' side, but what about the girls' Primary Football League? There, it was their final regular season games. Cayman Prep secured the top seed in the playoffs, beating St. Ignatius. CIS and Savannah Primary were also winners. Prep, CIS, Savannah Primary, and Sir John A. Cumber all make it through to the Champions Cup starting next week. St. Ignatius, Boddentown Primary, and Southtown and Georgetown Primary will play for the Consolation Cup. All right, moving on now, football fans, a new international tournament kicks off this week featuring teams from around Cayman and Honduras. It's the Hot Zone Sports Cup kicking off tonight. Now, this is a 3-day tournament. It lasts through Wednesday, but we're just going to take you through tonight's schedule. You can still get out there for the kickoff of the first game, that is Academy versus Cayman national team in the nightcap, which happens at 8:15 p.m. tonight. We've got Roma taking on Guanaja from Honduras. You can go check those out. It's a $5 fee to get in. All the games today through Wednesday are happening at the Annex, so go check it out. All right, Seaford Russell Jr. will be back a little bit later in the show with another sports check. This time we're looking at this week's Premier League action. Stick around. Joe Avery's got your weather check after this.
Ever wondered what smart health insurance feels like?
Premier Health's 24/7 worldwide health insurance does most of the thinking for you.
1,500 CGI health claims are settled daily.
55% of claims settled automatically.
You can access your health plan almost anywhere, anytime.
And have smart wellness with online data tracking.
And more provider choices for you and the people who matter most.
Premier Health is smart health insurance, and it feels good.
Brit K, where people come first.
A timely response. That matters. Owning your own home. That matters. Supporting our community. That matters. When your child smiles, that matters. Good encounters, great experiences. It matters at Cayman National.
Heat resistant, scratch resistant, stain resistant, functional and durable. Paramount Carpets brings you the beauty of granite like no one else. Choose from a large selection of quality granite from Italy and Brazil. Paramount Carpets guarantees on-time delivery and professional installation. Granite, from the earth to your home.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are taking a look at the weather right now. What we got on the screen right now is the radar picture. You can see we got a couple of tiny little showers out there, mainly to the north of the Sister Islands right there, but they're drifting over to the west, it looks like, along with the prevailing winds out there right now. We've got 5 to 10, east to southeast right now, slight to smooth seas, 1 to 3 feet. We've had a gorgeous stretch of weather, ladies and gentlemen, and this weekend was absolutely fantastic. But we look to the future, as in tonight and tomorrow. Look at Tuesday. We got mid-80s right there. National Weather Service says we're going to see the mercury rise a little bit higher than 84. They're calling for 87. Obviously, it's going to feel maybe 10 degrees hotter, depending on the humidity, even hotter than that. These last couple of days have been pretty warm in the mornings right there, but it's not getting the Cayman 27 news team down. 20% chance of showers for your Tuesday, 1 to 3 foot seas. But Wednesdays, the times, they are a-changing. That's where we're going to see the winds turn around from the east to northeast, 10 to 15 knots, 10 to 15 knots in the evening, maybe with some higher gusts. That's going to kick the seas up to maybe 3 to 5 feet for your Wednesday. That just to keep in mind right there as we get through the week. 30% chance of rain for Wednesday. Thursday, that's actually going to go up to 40% chance of showers as we get into there. The seas still 3 to 5 foot seas with 10 to 15 knot winds. That coming from the east to northeast right there. Friday, a similar story as we get into Friday. 3 to 5 foot seas out there. 30% chance of showers out there. So, hey, not as good as the weekend, but you can only do so much as weatherman. It's a lot of heavy lifting to do. And, hey, I've got to find some cool videos for you guys as well. So if we do have it, let's take a look at some octopus video, a fantastic video for the weekend that brought in from Carrie Arnold, that on a night dive in Little Cayman on the esteemed dive site Meadows. Fantastic place to go. And I'm still giving, guys. I've got a weather pick of the day for y'all. I'm going to use my southern voice there. Oh, no picture, no picture. I'm getting an audible from my quarterback in my ear right there. We'll get you back in a second weather hit later in the show, I hope. Back to you guys at the desk, and you're going to take it from now.
Thanks, Joe. Over the weekend, the Cayman AIDS Foundation hosted its second annual dinner, drinks, and drag fundraiser at the Marriott Hotel.
Now, several people turned out to watch various performances at the event. Cayman AIDS Foundation President Sandra Lovett says while the fundraiser was entertaining, there's also a very serious message behind it.
Well, the main focus of this event is on the Cayman AIDS Foundation, so we're really looking to raise awareness around HIV and AIDS, but our bigger message is inclusivity. So we are here to create an environment that is free of stigma and discrimination, period.
The foundation raised around $8,000 by the end of the event.
All right, coming up in the second half hour of Cayman 27 News, we talk with Bodentown West MLA Chris Saunders about his push to get the Hague Convention extended to Cayman to allow for inter-country adoptions. And remember, we want you to WhatsApp us any photos, videos, news tapes. We want to know what's happening in your community. You can reach us at 527-2727.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
Health insurance with far-reaching benefits.
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
Business insurance and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
Brit K, where people come first.
Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited are professional, independent insurance brokers established in 1988. We are a wholly Caymanian-owned insurance broker with a wealth of knowledge in the local and international insurance market. Our professional team service clients with a range of insurance products, including motor, home, health, contractors, marine, and business insurance, among others. Contact us at 949-0579 or email us at service@bogleins.com.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Fireworks brought to you by Brit K.
Welcome back to the second half hour of Cayman 27 News. I'm Taylor Burrows. Now, Bodentown West MLA Chris Saunders has secured government's commitment to look at the possibility of having the United Kingdom extend the Hague Convention to allow for inter-country adoption. Joining me now is Mr. Saunders to discuss his motion and why he decided to move this issue forward. So, Mr. Saunders, Chris.
Taylor, it's always good being here.
Yes, yes, welcome. And please tell us all about this. I'm very curious. Let's jump right in.
Well, firstly, I must say that when this issue first came to my attention, I was a little bit taken back. It's one of those things that you never see coming. You can't even campaign for something like this. So when one young lady reached out to me about it and started explaining to me her challenges and everything else, and then I started doing the research. And when you start speaking to some of the women in that situation and realize the challenge that they're having in terms of, firstly, accepting the fact that in some cases they can't have children, it's not an easy conversation. And I'm really grateful for Mr. Eden, who seconded the motion, because he kind of pointed me in the right direction in terms of who I need to speak to and so forth, because this is something that was just completely foreign to me. And I tell you one thing, I never really appreciated Mr. Eden until I've been elected. He's a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of resource, and so he kind of helped me in terms of, and then when I started speaking to other women, and they started giving you their stories in terms of the challenges that they have, and sometimes even speaking about it. As I'm here thinking about it and you remember some of the stories, it kind of really, and I really have to thank the Premier and his government, because this is one thing that we lobbied more behind the scene, because one of the things I didn't want to do was to have to speak about some of these stories in the Legislative Assembly, because you realize it's personal to the woman, it's personal to the families, and in a small community, people may be able to sometimes even identify the people. So, Moses came, he asked me, Chris, what's the motion about? Roy McTaggart came, Chris, what's the motion about? So it made it much easier to sit down and have that personal one-on-one conversation with senior members on the government bench that allowed the motion at least to be accepted.
Right, and what was the determination? Like, what were the arguments or the justifications for this?
The main thing about it is just really expanding the pool of children available to families in our community that wants to grow, but unable to grow organically. So it's from that standpoint where we just wanted to say, you know what, we recognize that this is an issue, and while we don't have a magic bullet, at least we believe that this can help. So I'm really grateful for the government to, like I said, really behind the scenes accepting it. So it made even my own debate a little bit easier, because one of the things, even the morning of the debate, I reached out to my mother too, and what most people don't know, that even my father was actually also adopted. So it is kind of something really personal. Yeah.
Well, people had to have known before that this was an issue. So what about before? What prevented them from having this go through before?
Well, I tell you, one of the things, one of the ladies I remember speaking to is, she did raise it in the past, and she said, she was dismissed, and, she felt like she was less than a woman. And even some of the comments I've seen since the motion has passed, and some of the vitriol and some of the nasty things that people wrote, I didn't want to repeat it, but if I was in one of those women's situations and seeing the comments, I could understand why a lot of people keep these things private and quiet, So.
Yeah, the only issue that I'm aware of about adoption is the homosexual couples cannot adopt children, but I wasn't aware that.
No, the issue is for countries who are part of the A Convention. So if you want to adopt a child from a different country, and that country is a member of is a signatory to the A Convention, automatically, because Cayman isn't, the conversation is pretty much a non-starter. So they're like, no, you're not a signatory, so no. The UK is a signatory. So that's why the motion had called for the government to reach out to the UK to look at possibly extending it to the Cayman Islands. And then when you start looking at the motion itself, or the A Convention itself, you realize it's also there for the protection of children too. Against even smuggling of children, human trafficking, child abduction and all that. So there are other elements to it that would, if you are within a country and you lost, and one parent takes a child and run off, and it depends of the, so there are other benefits to it also in terms of being a party to the convention.
So what sort of measures are in place to protect those incidents from happening?
Well, the thing about it, we do have actually a pretty good system already in place. I can't sit back and say, well, the people that are managing it, the Department of Children and Family Services, we have adequate laws, we have the proper people in place. What we lack really was just being a signatory to that convention. So because that convention would then say, you should meet X amount of minimum requirement, which technically we already have. We're already using best practices. So it was not going to be a problem for us. So the issue really wasn't on our side. It's just that by just not being a signatory, not being a member, it just become a non-starter in dealing with those countries.
Okay, well, what's left to happen now in order to get us to the finish line?
Well, the government, I know they're in the UK coming up shortly for the constitutional talks. I know the Premier also have, I think, the GMC or whatever coming up also. So I think for him, it's just a matter of start with the UK, engaging them to see, okay, what do we need to do to have this extended to Cayman? I'm sure that, like I said, they do have minimum requirements. I looked at some things on the surface, but they may be a little tweaking of legislation here or there, just to make sure that we're fully, in conformity of what the convention would require. But I don't think it would be that much work for us.
And do you know if there would be any sort of period of fostering children involved, or?
Well, the process itself is not a short one. There's sometimes does international adoption process in some places take years, because there are other factors to also consider. We do have a foster program in Cayman, and we do between 15 to 20 adoptions per year already here locally.
Okay.
So yeah, I found it out, and there are also foster homes and everything else. But for some families who want to start a baby from a really young age, like 1, 2, they can instill certain values and certain things with them. Because some people, I mean, have their own, when you're taking on a teenager, it does come with its own challenges too.
Of course.
So we're trying, I mean, at the end of the day, we are a community that promotes caring and sharing, and this is a small step that would just help a few families, and
absolutely.
We just have to find a way sometimes.
Yes, well, thank you, Mr. Saunders. I appreciate you being here and telling us about this motion. So have a good evening.
Okay, bye.
And stick with us. We'll have more news after the break. And WhatsApp us your news tips, your videos and photos to 527-2727.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
From happy beginnings and life choices that we make along the way,
Brit K protects your lifestyle with the best insurance cover at the best possible price.
health insurance with far-reaching benefits,
Family protection and long-term financial plans.
business insurance, and generous employee benefits.
For happy beginnings to happy ever after, visit BritK.ky.
BritK, where people come first.
Have you had your Tortuga moment today? Come by Tortuga Fine Wine and Spirits for all your liquor needs. And taste the world-famous Tortuga rum and rum cake. Always delicious and baked fresh daily in the captivating Cayman Islands. With ongoing renovations at the airport, we invite you to shop our stores and buy before you fly. Relive the Cayman Islands in every bite.
Welcome back. Tonight we continue our coverage of Project Purple, a program created by Purple Dragon to teach at-risk youths the techniques of martial arts to help keep them on the right track. On tonight's edition, we hear from one educational psychologist about the impact of the program.
I'm Louise Malcolm Daly, Dr. Malcolm, I'm called most of the times. Now, I am an educational psychologist and a counseling psychologist, but I never lose sight of the fact that I started out my life as a teacher. I got involved in Project Purple because I'm an avid reader. I read a lot about it in the media, the Compass. And also, I was approached by Mr. Floyd to help in a research process in order to effectively evaluate the program. My view or views of the project so far, I believe, first of all, that it ties in with my philosophy that young people, even children, should spend less screen time and more time in extracurricular activities such as this Purple Project. So I see where this project can help to build self-esteem, self-confidence, and also skills such as leadership, study skills, adaptability, how to adapt to one's environment, and functional communication, how to communicate effectively. In terms of merit, there's a volume of information in the literature on the merit of martial arts program. Based on my research so far, I've seen where students have moved from one stage to the next nicely in terms of certain skills. For example, in terms of social skills and in terms of functional communication, I've seen a lot of improvements. I completed a pre-test and a post-test, and that's what I'm seeing so far. I really must admit that I'm seeing rapid changes. For example, in social skills. It seems as if the program has a way of encouraging students to identify certain social situations and react accordingly. I've read, though, and I believe that the examiner or the teacher, whoever is working with these students, do have an input in terms of building social skills and other skills that students really acquire being in a program of this nature. What do I expect to be the outcome? In terms of the skills we would like students to acquire, yes, continue to build their self-confidence and their self-esteem. Also, though, I should say quickly that I would love to see a program of this nature continue. Continuity is very important. If a program is working well for even a few students, it should continue because of the qualitative changes that it can bring in a student's life, especially an adolescent.
Up next, world news and stories from around the region.
Fresh fir Christmas trees are on their way to Hurley's. Our containers arrive from the forests of Quebec on November the 24th. These fresh, fragrant balsam firs won't last long. If you plan on having a tree in your home, order yours today. There's a shortage of trees coming to the island this year. Make sure your family has a green Christmas. Order your tree today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh trees with us.
Fresh at Hurley's.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa presents Beautiful You every second and last Thursday of the month. The beauty experts will draw from experience and share tips for personal beauty care, how to have healthy hair and glowing skin, flawless makeup application, and the latest trends and style tips. Watch Cayman 27 every second and last Thursday of the month for Beautiful You. Brought to you by Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa.
I just need to know, whose side are you on? This part's where the experiment really begins.
This ain't no place for no hero. This ain't no place for no better man. This ain't no place for no hero. Go home. They're coming. This ain't no place for no hero.
Make the most of your morning at Burger King with Burger King's unbeatable breakfast special. 2 sandwiches for just $4. Take 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, 2 sausage, egg, and cheese, or mix and match. Add a refreshing OJ or delicious hash browns, plus tea or coffee for a true breakfast of champions. 2 sandwiches for just $4, available until 10:30 weekdays and 11 a.m. on weekends. Only at Burger King, 7 Mile Beach, Waterfront, Walkers Road, Town Center Plaza, and now Red Bay.
Welcome back. It's time to check in with Wall Street. Led by retailers' shares, U.S. stocks rebounded today. Shoppers spent billions of dollars online and in stores over the Thanksgiving weekend, commencing what is expected to be one of the strongest holiday seasons in years. More in this Reuters report.
Optimism over a strong holiday sales season helped boost Wall Street on Monday. Retail, telecom, and financial stocks led the broad rally. Also boosting sentiment, a rise in oil prices. Invesco's chief global market strategist, Christina Hooper.
I think this is shaping up to be the end of this short-term correction, that we're likely to see some kind of improvement in stocks at the end of this year, going into the end of this year, and that by the end of 2018, we will see stocks higher than where they are today. Maybe not much higher, but certainly a bit higher than where they are today.
Shares of e-commerce giants Amazon and eBay rose as Cyber Monday kicked off. Adobe Analytics predicts sales on the largest online shopping day of the year will rise 18% this year. shares of electronics retailer Best Buy also gained. GM shares revved up. The U.S.'s largest automaker will cut car production, stop building several unpopular models, and slash its workforce in the U.S. and in Canada. NVIDIA shares rose. Credit Suisse began coverage of the chipmaker with an outperform rating. In Europe, markets closed higher. Optimism towards Brexit, Italy, Cyber Monday, and oil prices all added to the risk-on spirit.
In world news, tensions between Russia and the Ukraine have flared again, and Ukraine's President Petro Poroshenko says that he wants to declare martial law in the country. This comes after the Russian military attacked and seized 3 Ukrainian Navy ships in the Black Sea. More in this Reuters report.
Ukraine's president wants to declare martial law. That after Russia seized 3 Ukrainian Navy ships in the Black Sea on Sunday, a move that risks igniting a dangerous new crisis between the two countries.
Martial law is introduced in order to strengthen Ukraine's defense capabilities amid increasing aggression and, according to international law, a cold act of aggression by the Russian Federation. Martial law does not mean our refusal to resolve the issue of liberating Ukrainian territory by political and diplomatic means. We intend to keep adhering to all international obligations.
Sunday's incident happened off the coast of Russia-annexed Crimea. Russia says the 2 artillery vessels and a tugboat had entered its territorial waters illegally and ignored warnings to stop, with the aim of stirring up tensions. But Ukraine denies its ships had done anything wrong and accuses Russia of military aggression. Russia opened fire and several Ukrainian sailors were wounded, sparking protests in Kiev. A bilateral treaty gives both countries the right to use the Sea of Azov. It lies between them and is linked by the narrow Kerch Strait to the Black Sea. But tensions have escalated since Russia annexed Crimea in 2014, with both sides complaining of shipping delays. Sunday's incident saw Russia block off the strait with a cargo ship before seizing the vessels. A Reuters witness said Russia backed its blockade with at least 2 warplanes that screeched overhead. Russian state TV said Russian combat helicopters had been deployed. The strait was reopened on Monday morning. With relations still raw, the UN Security Council will meet to discuss the charged issue after requests from both Russia and Ukraine.
Don't go anywhere. We've got another check on the forecast in just 2 minutes. Stick around.
Bring the world to you. We offer the best shipping rates and service to and from Grand Cayman with over 35 shipping routes, full container shipping from Miami, Brooklyn, Houston, and Jamaica, plus small package shipments from Miami and Jamaica. You name it, and Seaboard will ship it. Our excellent warehouse facilities in Miami mean you can consolidate your goods to save yourself time and money. For shipping made easy, call or visit our website today. Shipping shore to shore. Seaboard.
Shipping shore to shore.
The countdown is on for Cayman 27's Parade of Lights, brought to you by Bogle Insurance Brokers Limited. Enjoy this annual boat parade as the water comes to life at Camana Bay Harbor with this year's theme, Christmas Around the World. Don't miss Cayman's largest family gathering as we kick off the 2018 holiday season. Saturday, December 1st, starting at 6 p.m. at Camana Bay. Brought to you by Pro Yacht.
Fresh fir Christmas trees are on their way to Hurley's. Our containers arrive from the forests of Quebec on November the 24th. These fresh, fragrant balsam firs won't last long. If you plan on having a tree in your home, order yours today. There's a shortage of trees coming to the island this year. Make sure your family has a green Christmas. Order your tree today at hurleys.ky/ordering. Hurley's, get fresh trees with us.
Fresh at Hurley's.
Eclipse Hair Design and Day Spa. Discover the difference.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here and we are taking a look at the satellite picture. You can see some cloud cover over the area, but if you zoom out, you can see a whole lot more in other areas. Let's give it a second to refresh. It's like my old phone, right? You know, you got to give it a minute. Anyway, you can see we've got a little area scooped out kind of in the middle of the Caribbean right there where we don't have a lot of too much going on right there. I'm going to go ahead and maybe draw a heart there because we love it so much in our neck of the woods. Anyway, what are we talking about? We're talking about tomorrow. The temperature is going to be in the mid-80s, maybe a little bit higher. Going to cool down nicely in the evening time into the low 70s. Hey, and speaking of temperatures, we all love to get our temperature check. 82 in Georgetown right now. The rest of the island also sitting pretty at 82 degrees. Going to adjust the island there like a picture there. Just move it down an inch just so it sits a little bit better. And in the sister islands, we've got 82 degrees as well. And taking a look around the region, a mixture of 70s and 80s right there. Let's walk ourselves, though, through what I was talking about in terms of Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead right here and walk you through hour by hour through Wednesday. You can see as we start 70s in the morning, it gets a nice warm up as we go along. They're talking about, you know, maybe 40%, 30% chance of showers. The winds do take a turn. They're going to call for those showers in the afternoon. That's the AccuWeather guys. The National Weather Service guys aren't as precise in terms of when they predict that stuff for. Anyway, let's give it a look at the 7-day forecast right here. You can see we got some changes in the mix here. I'm going to go ahead and circle Wednesday so you don't forget it. We got the wind shifting. They're going to pick up. We're going to have 10 to 15 knot winds, maybe with some gusts Wednesday night, and then a 40% chance of showers as we go into Thursday. So a little bit of a change. Still that beautiful Caribbean weather that we know and love so much, but nothing really too drastic in terms of changes this week. More of the same. But you know what, guys? We've got a special treat for you because in the studio to pass the baton to is Seaford Russell Jr. He's going to have a look at some sports.
Thank you, Joe. Seaford Russell in here with a look at some sports. We start with England's top-tier football competition where we review the action with the edition of This Week in Words, the Premier League.
Let Elite Marble and Granite bring the charm of Italy to your home. Made from only the best materials. Santa Margherita Quartz is handcrafted at a state-of-the-art facility located in Italy and then journeys across the ocean to Elite Marble and Granite, who is the exclusive distributor in the Caribbean. Elegant and resistant, Santa Margherita Quartz products offer a large choice of colors, textures, and exclusive finishes. Call 945-9028 or visit us online at elite.ky. Elite Marble and Granite, where perfection costs less.
Have you heard? They have new daily meal deals at Popeyes. A different meal with sides every day of the week for the same price of just $3.99. Monday is chicken soup with rice. Tuesday for the chicken bowl. 2 tenders on Wednesday. A loaded chicken wrap on Thursday. It's all about that shrimp on Friday. Chicken nuggets to start the weekend. And the mixed 2-piece to finish.
The new daily meal deals from Popeyes. A different meal every day, served with the world-famous best dressed chicken for only $3.99. Only at Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
We're not just the most reliable energy service in the Caribbean. Whether it's for your entertainment, lighting a path to your future, or making sure that you and your family are secure. We're there for you when it matters most. Your safety and our reliability are our top priority. We are committed to remaining the #1 utility service in the Caribbean. We are CUC.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We're Cayman 27, Cayman Informed.
North America, let's embrace our diaspora in a substantial way. I'm coming back home, I'm bringing a friend or two, and I am your good ambassador. Right there in the United States, for example, in Canada and the UK. And if you're in Suriname, you're talking about people coming back from Holland. Yeah? So all of these people come with intrinsic elements that can enable the tourism industry.
events like this, or SOTIC, have been very helpful in better understanding some of the trends, some of the issues, and how we address those, and what we're doing to address those, and sharing that information with the media, the press, the world, and our fellow colleagues. There'll be new